next on ABC 7 at 6. Find out where City Council is planning to get several million extra dollars to fund the downtown ballpark. And an area that hadn't seen a fire for nearly 100 years is now consumed in flames as the Silver Fire in southern New Mexico continues to spread. A now vacant field will soon be home to a few thousand students as UTEP makes plans for a new student housing building. Dave?
So did we hit triple digits again this afternoon? And what about the chance for some thunderstorms? It's coming up in weather.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland, this is ABC 7 at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Rick Cabrera. Stella Casas has the day off. Well, the El Paso AAA Baseball Ownership Group says it's willing to contribute millions of dollars for the stadium construction. The ownership group, Mountain Star Sports, says it wants the ballpark built with all of the amenities designers originally envisioned. So to make sure nothing is cut from the project, they've agreed to put in some money. And get this, the city now says the ballpark will make money for the city.
We're going to issue more debt. We're going to issue it for a longer period of time because the team's willing to commit to that. But there will be no revenues taken from the general taxpayers of the city of El Paso.
City Council is going to decide on Tuesday whether to increase the amount of money it borrows for the ballpark from $52.8 to $60.8 million, an increase of $8 million. This is how the city will pay for that debt. It says $48.7 million is going to come from the hotel occupancy tax visitors pay when they stay in El Paso hotels, and then $12.1 million would be paid by Mountain Star Sports Group, the ownership team. The city says this means $0 would come from property taxpayers. This is how Mountain Star is going to contribute $12.1 million. They have agreed to double their rent to the city, which started at $200,000 a year and now would be $400,000 a year. Plus, they agreed to extend the lease and the non-relocation agreement to 30 years. It used to be 25. According to the city, this plan will make money. That's because now any sales tax made at the ballpark isn't needed to pay for it. So it would go into the city's general fund, which the city's big pot of money which is used to run the city.
It's a first-class comparable ballpark, and that's what the club and the city have been focused on.
City officials say that over the 30-year lease of the ballpark, there will be an excess in revenue from those sales taxes, ticket surcharges, and even rent from Mountain Star Sports that will total $27 million. All of that, they say, would go to the city's general fund again, which is used to run the city. Remember, Mountain Star's lease goes up by 10% every 5 years, so they'll be paying up to $700,000 in rent in some of those later years. Well, UTEP is getting to work on a new housing project. It's a 6.2-acre plot of land off Sun Bowl Drive that overlooks an arroyo behind the university's Helen of Troy softball complex. Officials say it will be a 3-building complex that will eventually be home to 3,000 students. The complex will have 83 units, including 1 bedroom, as well as 4 and 6-bedroom suites. There will also be food service and a recreation center. Officials expect to break ground in the next 2 weeks. A student we spoke with was excited for the new development.
It's an opportunity for me to live on campus and expand myself throughout campus. I have all the resources here on campus. Me as living here for 2 years on campus, I've learned a lot.
The complex should be completed by 2015. Well, in Austin today, Governor Rick Perry said he will not be adding any more items to the special legislative session currently underway. The governor initially called the legislature into special session last month to adopt voting maps drawn by a federal court. But in the last week, he's added to the agenda, calling for stricter abortion laws, more highway funding, and new sentencing guidelines for juveniles convicted of capital crimes. The special session ends June 25th. And El Paso lawmakers consider one of the worst politicians in the state, at least according to one publication. State Rep Naomi Gonzalez's name will appear on the pages of Texas Monthly magazine. The subject, the 10 best and 10 worst lawmakers in the state. Gonzalez is listed as one of the worst. She was arrested for DWI after a crash that injured a bicyclist last March. She was the only politician from El Paso to make the list. The magazine's senior executive editor gave readers a sneak peek at the list on his blog, but only released the names. Storm track weather now. Doppler Dave is in the weather lab. He has your first forecast. Dave.
Yeah, it's still hot out there, not quite as hot, Rick, as the last couple of days that we had. You know, we stayed away from triple digits, at least here in town. In fact, take a look at the high temperatures all across the region. 98 degrees. Boy, that feels like a cold front blasted through the area. 99 in Alamogordo. We had 99 Las Cruces as well, so close enough to triple digits. 102 in Demi now the last several days. You folks out there in Luna County have seen the really extreme heat. We're looking at 99 now in Alamogordo, a little cool down up at TRC at 92. We're 95 now out at the El Paso International Airport. We are tracking a few thunderstorms, not here in town, mainly out there in Luna County and also well to the northwest of us. We'll take a look at Doppler radar, talk about your forecast, how will it look for your Father's Day weekend and Sunday. That's coming up.
All right, Dave, thank you. Well, the silver fire burning near Hillsboro, New Mexico has burned nearly 19,000 acres. The fire is still burning and crews are struggling to get it under control. ABC 7's Vanessa de la Viña is live from our New Mexico mobile newsroom with an update. Vanessa.
Rick, this is a fire that's growing quickly with the help of the winds. In just 4 days, it's gone from 1,500 acres to almost 19,000 acres. And the huge plumes of smoke fill the skies near Hillsboro. Fire crews have been working hard to create breaks in the forest to stop the fire from spreading. And fire officials tell us the fire is now about a quarter of a mile away from Kingston. The small town was evacuated earlier this week. Residents have taken refuge in nearby Hillsboro. The good news is, it seems the historical ghost town is safe for now.
I'm also so grateful to the community that's been supporting us for the last week. They're just, I can't say enough about our neighbors who've been feeding us and taking care of our needs. Anything we need, it's there for us.
There was just kind of an optimism that it wouldn't, and it hasn't. The concern has been there all along, and it's still there, but Kingston hasn't burned yet, and I think it's getting less likely.
The silver fire is still 0% contained, and fire officials are hoping the stormy weather will help them fight the flames. Now, there are 2 other major wildfires burning in New Mexico. Tonight at 9 on ABC 7 on the CW, we'll hear from an expert on how these wildfires affect the environment in the state. Live in Las Cruces from our New Mexico mobile newsroom, Vanessa de la Viña, ABC 7.
Vanessa, thank you. New Mexico could chew you some rains. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, firefighters report finding 2 bodies in the area charred by a massive wildfire they're struggling to contain near Colorado Springs. This is just one of 3 fires burning in the state. Residents have been ordered to evacuate because of the blaze that's already destroyed at least 360 homes. Some residents had just minutes to evacuate before flames consumed their houses.
It started like getting black and getting a little bigger, so we just hurried home and started like packing up all the stuff.
You look at each other and we cried a little bit, and we just try to decide what's next.
Firefighters continue their assault on the flames from the ground and from above. At least 15,000 acres have burned. In Washington, family members of the victims of the Newtown school shooting are continuing their fight for stricter gun laws. Today, the names of the 4,800 lives lost to gun violence since the Sandy Hook shooting were read in front of the Capitol. Congress has not acted to strengthen the law since the December 14th massacre. In April, the Senate rejected a proposed gun reform bill. It's been almost 6 months since the Sandy Hook tragedy, and parents are vowing to continue the fight. Well, some El Paso police officers are lending a hand to help raise money for the Special Olympics, and they're using donuts to get it done. The officers have teamed up with Krispy Kreme donuts. You'll see officers on the roofs of the stores trying to get customers inside where they can then make a donation. The money will help about 3,000 Borderland athletes with special needs attend out-of-town events.
We're not just police officers, we're here for the community. They see us in a different way. It's not just being police officers, we're part of the community. So this is part of the community. We're helping the kids.
The officers are splitting shifts on the roof every 4 hours, and they'll be there until Saturday. And if you donate, you'll also get a free donut. Yum. Well, giving life with a simple drop of blood. United Blood Services of El Paso is celebrating World Blood Donor Day. It's designed to raise awareness for the need of safe blood around the world and to thank and honor those blood donors who make transfusions possible. We saw several people donating blood at this center in West El Paso. Officials with United Blood Services say the summertime is the hardest time of the year to get donations.
You can donate blood because the summers, people, they're on vacations, we don't have our schools, we don't have our colleges, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult for us. So we encourage you to not forget about donating in the summertime.
It's a great cause. Now, those who donated today received a movie ticket courtesy of El Paso Electric and a free meal courtesy of Rudy's Barbecue. Well, a local elementary school will be featured in People magazine. We'll tell you why. And getting through the dog days of summer. We'll take you around the borderland and show you how some people are keeping cool. And in storm track weather, Dave.
What's your chance of seeing some thunderstorms tonight? And what about your Friday into the weekend? I'll talk about it coming up.
This is ABC 7 at 6, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC 7 at 6 with Estela Casas, Rick Cabrera, Storm Track Weather Chief Meteorologist Doppler Dave Spielman, and Paul Cicala with sports.
42,000 pairs of jeans. That's how many students at Lafayette Preparatory School collected during the school year, most in the nation. Jeans were then donated to area children in need. That earned the school a $10,000 prize from Aeropostale and DoSomething.org. It's all part of the company's nationwide campaign. The prize was presented to Lafayette Prep late last month. The students will be featured in the latest issue of People magazine. That's why they are this week's community champions. It's the second year in a row the school wins the award. The school's spokeswoman tells us they're still discussing what they will do with that money. It's a great cause and great that they won that prize. Well, it's not even summer, but it seems like the dog days are already here. But no worries, there are plenty of activities you can do to escape the extreme heat. ABC 7 Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez is live to explain how some are cooling off. Nicole?
Well, Rick, it may be a scorcher outside, but the water slides, pools, and thrill rides will be sure to keep you cool. The temperature is on the wrong side of 95, and the scorching heat is putting a ding on the outdoor plans. Some El Pasoans found some relief by piling on the sunblock, drinking sports drinks, and hanging out at the swimming pool this afternoon. It's a great idea to make a splash at one of the local pools or even checking out Wet n Wild Water World, just like many of the people you see in this video did. Jacob Ledesma says he tries to stay cool during the hot days like today, but he knows if he can't take a dip in the pool, there are other options.
Stay inside, stay well ventilated. I know some of us have those water coolers to bring in a lot of fans from the outside. Have lots of water on hand and hopefully hit the pool once in a while.
Now sometimes it's just too hot to do anything outdoors, so you can always just stay inside with the air conditioning on. Nicole Gomez, Rick, back to you.
All right. Of course, the mall and the movie theaters are also another option as well. Thank you very much. Well, here at 6, we've got your accurate and reliable storm track weather forecast straight ahead. Dave, is a cool down headed our way possibly?
Like you say, we're going to see those temperatures back down into the 80s, but we'll stay in the 90s, but it will continue to be below 100 degrees for the next couple of days, but the rain chances will be going up. I'll talk about that next.
Good evening, I'm Stephanie Valle. Tonight on ABC 7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW, after Beauty and the Beast, Texas public schools can now display conventional religious holiday symbols on their campuses. We're looking into the implications. That's tonight on ABC 7 at 9 on the CW.
ABC 7 Storm Track Weather Net is sponsored by mattress firm Tempur-Pedic.
Well, Dave, after topping triple digits earlier in the week, I guess anything below triple digits is a victory in some way, huh?
It is. You know, you can tell the difference from yesterday. Hit 106 and 98 today for the high. I could tell, but you certainly could feel the added moisture, though, in there as well. You know, we've had those winds out of the southeast pumping in some of that moisture, so feels a little bit like East Texas, South Texas.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a good thing we have those swamp coolers either, those evaporative coolers.
They just don't tend to work as good, yeah. But let me show you what's happening out there now with the temperatures and the temps hanging out in the mid-90s, at least here in town, out at the airport 95. We have a string of 97s as you headed to Las Cruces, Deming, up to Alamogordo, 92 up at TRC. Here's the high temps area-wide. Phoenix hit the temperature we had yesterday, 106 out there. 101 in Vegas, 98 Albuquerque. You can see Amarillo and Midland at 94 and 96 there in Austin. And our Doppler radar, we are tracking a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Nothing significant or severe at this point. Most of the storms out here in Luna County. In fact, our first stop just to the northwest or northeast of you folks in Deming, right around Mirage, seeing a little bit of a rain shower. That continues to weaken as it heads towards you folks in the Deming area. And you can also see we're tracking some thunderstorms in and around Tularosa, right along Highway 70, a flare-up of some thunderstorms. So that's good for you folks in Tularosa, seeing some rain. No hail cores, that's always good, but generally some thunderstorms north and south of town up in that direction. Now, our Friday and Saturday, that moisture is going to continue to stream in here on those southeasterly winds. So we'll have a chance of a few thunderstorms. Some of these could be strong to maybe severe tomorrow. So that's something we will watch throughout the day into tomorrow night. Here's a look at our latest Future Track computer model as we run the model. You can see as we stop the clock at lunchtime tomorrow. Maybe a few thunderstorms up in the Sacramento Mountains, up in the Gila, in and around Silver City. We could see a few storms. Then we really begin to spread some of these thunderstorms around by 4 o'clock. You can see widely scattered activity develops, and then the storms begin to settle down a little bit by Friday night. Early Saturday morning, by 2 o'clock, maybe around the area lakes, we could see some storms. We'll keep a slight chance of rain in here for Saturday. And then again on Sunday, the chance of rain will be at 10% both days. So I wouldn't cancel any of your outdoor plans which you may have. Here's Father's Day, a Sunday. We're looking at 82 degrees at 8 o'clock. Maybe some of you will be taking your dads out to a round of golf early in the morning. Lunchtime at 93, 99 at 3 o'clock, also 99 at 6 o'clock. And we'll keep that slight chance of rain at 10%. All right, here's a chance of rain for the rest of tonight, generally dropping down to about 10%. We'll increase our rain chances by right around 5 o'clock, between 5 and 7. Will peak out at about 30% tomorrow night. Here's your weekend, 97 on Saturday. There's that 10% chance of a thunderstorm, 100 anticipated on Sunday with that 10% chance. 74 overnight tonight. Tomorrow we're looking at 95. And the rain chances go up a little bit by the afternoon and evening. 69 Las Cruces, your high at 93, and over the next 7 days. Once we get past Saturday, then temperatures climb back into the triple digits. Look at that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're back in the heat. Looking at temperatures generally in the lower 100s. So again, enjoy the next couple of days. Temperatures below 100, but again, it will be a little muggy out there too.
All right, so the perfect Father's Day gift, one of those little spray guns that has the fan on it that cool them down.
Hey, that might work.
I'll take one. Thank you very much, right, Dave. Well, highlights from round 1 of the U.S. Open and a preview of tonight's Game 4 of the NBA Finals is coming your way next in ABC 7 Sports.
Each game has a different personality. Game 3 is over. Game 4 will be a whole new scenario.
Coach Pop is right. New night, new game, and the pressure is on the Miami Heat as they trail 2-1 to the San Antonio Spurs. Good evening, sports fans. I'm Asher Wildman. Later tonight on ABC 7 is Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and if you're a Spurs fan, good news. Tony Parker is playing. The Spurs point guard told the press today that he will be in tonight's game despite a mild hamstring strain. Parker, who was hurt in Game 3, said at the time it would not keep him out. As for the Heat, you can say the heat is on. After suffering a 36-point loss in Game 3 of the Finals, which was the team's worst in the Big Three era, Miami will have to find a way to bounce back and even this series at 2. Otherwise, San Antonio will be 1 win away from another NBA title.
They're going to play a lot better. They come out very aggressive, very physical, and it's a big game tonight. So we're going to have to be ready to match that.
We've been talking about getting home court advantage back for the whole time. 3-1 with an extra game at home for them. That's it's not a very good situation. We're being 1 loss away from elimination.
Now, as the NBA Finals continue, today was round 1 of the U.S. Open, golf's second major. Due to a 3-hour rain delay this morning and another delay this afternoon, the first round did not conclude. In fact, it's still going on, but here's some of the early action. Early on, Ian Poulter putting in his pajama pants, gets the birdie to drop on 13 to go to 3 under, but he would finish 1 over on the day. Now, who's the genius behind this shot? It's lefty Phil Mickelson flopping one up there for a nice up and down. After bogeying the first hole, Tiger now putting for birdie on 2, and Drano, he would get back to even. Lefty, though, who has finished second a handful of times but has never won at the Open, got all 18 in and is currently the clubhouse leader on day 1 at 3 under.
Well, this was as easy as this golf course is going to play. We had very little wind. There was some, but very little. We had soft fairways, soft greens, and we had no mud balls. So we had the best opportunity to score low, and we are all struggling because it's such a penalizing golf course.
Now take a look at this. This is the 5th time the U.S. Open has been played at Merion. In 1934, Olin Dutra won a whopping $1,000. When Ben Hogan won in 1950, he took home $4,000. 1971, when Lee Trevino won, he made $30,000. And 10 years later, David Graham made $55,000. But now in the Tiger era, 2013, this week's winner will make just over $1.4 million. The track and field season may now be over, but one UTEP minor who earned a national championship also earned the 2013 Conference USA Outdoor Track Athlete of the Year award and that is Mr. Anthony Rotiche. The sophomore earned first-team All-American honors along with a national title in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. He was the first UTEP Miner to be called a champion in that event. Before nationals, Rotiche guided UTEP to a Conference USA title and won 3 events at the conference meet in the 1,500-meter, 3,000-meter steeplechase, and the 5,000-meter. Congrats to the sophomore. And after a 19-year career as a point guard for the Mavericks, the Suns, the Nets, and the Knicks, Jason Kidd is leaving the game floor for a seat on the bench. Today, Jason Kidd was introduced as the new head coach for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, keep in mind, Kidd has no coaching experience whatsoever, but part of his agreement with the team is that he must find assistants who have had head coaching experience. The Nets decide to go with the rookie coach over guys like George Karl and Lionel Hollins and others who have coached before. Should be interesting.
Very excited to have this opportunity, for Billy and the management to give me this chance to coach this fine team. I'm very excited. I'm ready. I'm excited. This is as excited as a rookie can be.
Now, all 3 of us have as much coaching experience as Jason Kidd, so why didn't you apply for the gig?
I wish I had. Maybe I would have had a shot at it. Hey, I'll give you a chance here. You said Heat in 6.
Yeah, they got
so that
one
means
the next 3.
Yeah, exactly. You want
to
change your prediction?
Not at all. Not at all.
All right, Heat in 6.
Heat in 6.
Okay.
Sticking to
Sure.
it.
I gave you a chance.
Sticking to it.
Feeling all
right. Chance.
Sticking to it.
Okay. Let's take a look at Doppler radar, and we are tracking some thunder showers out there. And the storms are generally moving in a southerly direction right now out there in Luna County. You can see mainly just to the west of Deming and Columbus. They're moving away from you folks. And you can see just south of town, south of the border, we're tracking some thunderstorms down in Mexico. So our rain chance is very slight tonight at 10%. Notice the next couple of days, temperature's going to be in the mid-upper 90s. Rain chances go up a little bit tomorrow at right around 30% or so. Then we'll be looking at a 10% chance on Saturday. We'll hang on to that 10% on Sunday, Father's Day, of course. And then get ready for those temperatures to begin to heat up. We'll see those temps climbing into the triple digits. And that's going to last all the way into next week. So even though temperature is going to cool down tomorrow, we have that extra humidity. It will feel a little bit more uncomfortable throughout the day with that moisture in place. And let's hope we can get some thunderstorms. Tomorrow, I think most of your outdoor activities will be safe. Tomorrow evening will be the best chance of seeing some thunderstorms, but they will be hit and miss. And some of these storms we'll have to watch because some of these have the potential to be strong or maybe even severe, but just isolated.
All right, well, we'll take any kind of rain we can get. Obviously, we don't want any flooding or any severe weather, but we'll take it if we can get it. Want to remind you, we are your home for the NBA Finals. The pregame coming up right after this. And again, tip-off is at 7 o'clock. And don't forget the El Paso Las Cruces CW at 9. And, of course, right back here for ABC 7 at 10. We'll see you soon.
I really need to eat to win.
Why don't you take